Hey you all, hi. What's up, live? I know you seen what Kaya said to me, right? Come on in here. Hey, what's up, everybody? Today is Truthful Tea Thursday. I want to share a little story with you today about something I've been through. Is that better?
Thanks for meeting me. Something's come up.
Jen told you. So it's true. Your wife Isabel's the last vote, right?
What is the name?
What's up, live? Hey, I'm here. What's up, live?
She knows what I am.
I'm here. Guys, today we're going to talk about not all for the Big Titty Committee. Truthful Tea Thursdays. The reason why I say that, guys, I had a breast reduction back in 2002. My titties probably was bigger than T.S. Madison's and a couple more people put together. And I pretty much had a car accident, and it was April 20th, 1998, and then I got out of work, had the accident or whatever, got out of work, and then basically May 29th, the same year, 1998, like less than 30 days later, I had another accident. I was rear-ended. So basically, I was out of work for like 5 years. And the weight and the stress and everything, it used to put dents into my shoulder straps right here. And I was going to physical therapy, chiropractor for, like I said, about 5 years. And after that, I made a decision somewhere, if not halfway through it, more toward the end of it, like, this is too much for me. I'm not all for the Big Titty Committee right now. I pretty much gotta, talk to my doctor about having a breast reduction and taking some of this off up here. So I did a video earlier about titty twerking, and that shit to me is hilarious, because Kaya is like, yes, twerk them titties. And as I'm twerking, you got to see the video. It's only 30 seconds. It's the video right before this. But that video was done to prove that people over 50 can still twerk their titties. But not only that, everybody, is not for the Big Titty Committee. And once you have a surgery like a breast reduction, you pretty much, once you have a surgery like a breast reduction, you pretty much either don't grow back, or some women have grown back. And I'm here to tell you, in my case, my doctor took me down to like a BC, and I'm still pretty much a B fuller C now. I have put on a few pounds over the last year, but I've noticed a lot of women who have these breast reductions, their doctor don't take them down to the smallest bra size they can get. They take them down to like a D, and before you know it, women are back to the same size that they probably originally started off with, or probably gain weight and add more to it. But women suffer a lot of inflammation, infections, scarring tissue. By the grace of God, I didn't go through that. Thank God. I have the scarring because we as black people, we keloid anyway when you're cut. But there's no evidence of cancer. Like I said, I haven't grown back all of that fatty tissue. I don't get the indentation. I can wear normal size bras. It's amazing. Like, so not everybody is for the Big Titty Committee. I mean, they're sexy, they're attractive, and mine is still on the fuller side than probably normal. But again, I couldn't. Mine were when I say voluptuous, man, people used to tell me that was the first thing you seen, and I was like kind of not small, but always 167, 180 like that. I'm more like 185-ish now, maybe 190. I gotta get on the scale. I'll check it and we'll do a weigh-in. We can do that, okay? But this is Truthful Tea Thursday, so I thought I'd share this with you because you know, a lot of people go out of their way to get breast implants, and I've been there before. Mine was real. I didn't have to implant anything, and I know what it's like carrying that around day in and day out. I know what the back pain. I know what the stress in the between the like the trapezoid muscles back here in your back, the clavicle area. It's just your arms. So God bless you to all the women out there that still walk around with a heavy chest. I mean, just in recent news, you know, allegedly, you know, Miss Kaya Thug, famous Kaya Thug, Mrs. Entertainment, Kaya was said to have had her boobs lifted recently. You know, a lot of women is into them sitting up and looking perky and pretty and everything. But I'll tell you, it comes with a cost. If you're not physically active, if you're not healthy, if you're not like working yourself out every day and keeping yourself, your muscles, your back muscles, your stomach muscles, that can, you see a lot of people leaning over forward like this. You'll see a lot of people resting their arms on their knees like this. And it's kind of crazy because people love this. And sometimes I say people love what hurts them. We want to look sexy and voluptuous, and people will go spend millions of dollars on... People will spend millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars on getting their breasts increased, but then once they get them done, they're not one as natural as mine were when I had mine, first of all, but they're not they don't know what the repercussions is on the back end of it, walking around 5, 10, 20 years. Some women have went on to take the silicone out or whatever kind of saline injections they may use. But for me, I'm not all for the big titty committee. I've had 2 accidents in the past. I used to suffer with the indentations. I made a decision in 2002 to go out and get a breast reduction. Thank God for Dr. Stephen Finch. If you're ever into considering having a breast reduction, where again I said there's no scarring, I have never had to go back in for any kind of treatment or update or any kind of secondary consultation or pre-op work toward the surgery. I've been good. So I encourage people, if you're dealing with, you know, the whole overly large voluptuous breast and you are, you know, having medical issues, my advice to you would be to talk to your doctor about it, because it's not a bad thing. A lot of people were born, I wouldn't call them deformities, but the Bible says in Psalms 34:19, many are the afflictions of the righteous. Sometimes oversized breasts can be an affliction if it's keeping you from living and doing your daily activities or your daily needs or just everyday life. Some people can't get out the house. Some people can't move around. Some people can barely get out of the bed. And we're just talking breast here. We're not talking any other part of the body. So my encouragement to you is to pretty much, go ahead and consider it if it's for medical reasons only. You know, people used to think mine's was more cosmetic, but when you can get a doctor to validate it, it's not so much cosmetic. Like I said, my breast is nowhere the size it was when my doctor did it back in 2002, It was actually May 7th, 2002. I'll never forget it, guys. But they have grown, but they're not the size that they were by a long shot, because I tried to maintain, tried to keep myself healthy to the best of my health ability, okay? And we're not here to judge anybody's health, but I know that there's medical concerns and medical issues that people deal with when it comes to voluptuous and oversized breasts. Some people would die to have the breasts. Some men would love for all women to probably have those kind of breasts, but not everybody is for the big titty committee. Like, there's medical reasons out here why people choose to have breast reductions and consider losing weight so that they don't carry around breastfeeders, excessive breastfeeders. And that's what they are. They're feeders. They're breastfeeders. They feed people. They nourish people. But medically, all people cannot, sustain the weight of it, the upper weight of it, and the gravity that it does to your shoulders. People, want to sunk in, sit like this, and don't want to hold themselves up. And, the posture, definitely large breast plays a role on the posture. Again, when I dealt with it, I probably still have the mark or the dent mark in one of my knees. I tell you, it used to pull me forward like this. And sometimes I still do that because I'm like a thinker and a considerer. God, what's going on kind of thing like that. So I'll put that knee there. It's not because of the weight it's drawing me down. I definitely can hold myself up all these years later. My back is pretty much straighter. So there's a lot of health benefits to it. If you're dealing with medical issues that breast related that may be hindering you from your everyday activities, that's called ADLs. ADLs, activities of daily living, and it's something to be considered, guys. I hope this helped. God bless you. I'm not going to stay too long, and every Thursday I'll try to bring you some truth from my past. And once again, I see people don't want to be truthful. If I was bringing you drama or bringing you tea, the chats would be lit up. But this is a teaching moment, guys, right here. This is a moment to say, for the ones, because I've looked out into the world, social media, there's a lot of women that breasts sit on they lap when they sit down. And that's a disproportion it's disproportionate to the way the body is. The breast is supposed to be up here. You have your torso, your belly, and then your legs. Some people belly sit on their legs as well as their breasts. So with that being said, I'm going to start to encourage us just to get up and move more. When I'm sitting here doing these videos or whatever, I'm going to start using it's like a little bicycle without anything. It just has the pedals, and you pedal your feet. You just move. But talk to your doctor about it. It's hope, it's possibility. And then I know for me, once after the accidents, because pre-accident, I was walking around here like, what? Yes, I love my boobies. Matter of fact, I got a picture from the day I went into surgery, how long them things hung down. Y'all heard of Arnold the tent maker? Them breasts was big. And so I did that little titty twerk today just to show you people my age, over 50, can still use their body parts. But not only that, it drew you in to draw your attention to say, hey, listen, I had a breast reduction. I'm cancer free. I never had breast cancer or anything like that. But generally, sometimes when people who have these kind of surgeries, they go on and they have problems. They have issues with it. So I'm on the side of life where, in the side of God's grace and His favor, where it didn't affect me This is 2018, 16 years later, and I'm still wearing pretty much the same size bras. Still, my shoulders, my posture, everything is so much better. You know, you're not slumped. Most people sit slumped like this and they mess up the curve in their spine. You have a natural curve, but sometimes it gets displaced because of the weight of the breast. So you can go online and Google breast reductions and see what the pros and cons are, guys. I just wanted to let you know my truth, my testimony. We overcome the devil, Satan, the inner being to be evil of a man. Because most of us, according to the Bible, all of us was born with an evil heart that always is continually evil. So with that being said, just know that you can overcome a lot of things, and one of the things you can overcome, if you're suffering with back pain, shoulder pain, chest pain. Sometimes people's breasts have been so large, because I work in the nursing industry as well. When I'm working right now, I'm working home trying to be a self-entrepreneur to open up a nursing agency, so I don't have to go on that side of the fence anymore. I can sit on this side of the fence, send people to work, and get paid just as much as if I went to work. So that makes sense to me, and then I don't have to work for anybody. So I hope that helps you as well. But the back pain, the discomfort, and all of that comes along with having large breasts. So this, if this is something of your concern, because again, not everybody is for the big titty committee. Not everybody wants to be voluptuous. Some people wish they didn't have their boobs. Thank God.
Yeah, look at this.
I see it, honey. God bless you. Okay, great. Sometimes, you know, people wish that they didn't, hold on one second. Sometimes people wish that they didn't have the large breasts, but again, people don't like to do things for themselves if they're not pushed, coaxed, or not so much coerced, because that's that negative mentality with the police. They coerce people, but sometimes you have to coerce people, not in a negative way, not in a bad way, but in a way where you know, you put fire under their feet, you understand, kind of a thing. So with that being said, guys, I hope this Truthful Tuesday helped. I may come back on later on with some phone calls and, you know, some other things or whatever. And maybe I should retitle this to just simply telling my story about a breast reduction, right? Because maybe people saying not all for the big titty committee. Oh, she's nasty. No, and not everybody's for the big titty committee. And I was one of those people I was one of those people after the fact. After my surgeries, before my surgeries, it was like, yes, I like my titties. But after my surgery, it was like, I don't want big titties. It was hurting my neck, hurting my back. It was hindering me from going out to do what little bit I could do, because I said for 5 years I went out for physical therapy, and it, you know, you can't do certain things when you're under a doctor's order, like play tennis and basketball and things, like even down to like some of the video games at that point in time when I was playing them. And I still like to consider maybe the original Xbox and James Bond's, like, you know, infiltrating the compounds or whatever. But people, I've been there. My truth is, I've had a breast reduction. My boobies look pretty good. They sit up, you know, for a 50-year-old lady, pretty nice. If you didn't see me twerk, go to the video right before this. Kaya said, twerk them titties. She said, twerk them out. But I didn't know I could keep up with the music. But my point was, people over 50 can still use all of their body parts if they want to, whether you paid for them or not. And then just to draw people in to this conversation right here, like I did that because I'm cancer free, never had cancer. Hey, Miss View, how you doing? But yeah, I had a breast reduction in 2002. I was saying I should work on my title. Maybe I should just say, hey, I had a breast reduction and hear my story. Oh, yes, we can. I am good, boo. How are you? Yes. But, you know, I'm trying to encourage people, Miss View, that, like, I know for me, I had a car accident in 1998. One on April 20th, and then less than 30 days later, May 29th, I got rear-ended. I was sideswiped in April, and then I got into somebody rear-ended me in May. So I was out of work for 5 years. And I kind of, you know, went to chiropractor, physical therapy for the whole time. But during that time, I made a decision, like in 2002, I'm like, you know, I got tired of sitting like this. It was messing with my posture. It was putting the straps. I'll tell you, the doctor said I was a triple F. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. The doctor said I was a triple F. I don't know if you ever heard of Arnold the Tent Maker. But, honey, I probably tie them bras around my head. But they used to cost me $40 and $50, almost $60. I used to have to go to these Italian ladies. They would measure me and put me in the right size bra. And they would hold me up. And my friends used to say the first thing you seen coming was my headlights. And I said it earlier, Miss View, before my accident, I was all like, let's go with them babies. They lead the way. But then after the accident, I didn't get depressed, but I realized I couldn't do what I used to do prior to the accidents. And one of the things that was making my back hurt, making my shoulders, making everything just uncomfortable was the large, voluptuous, sexy breasts I had. But in my state of being, I couldn't really do nothing with them because my back was always hurting and, you know, my neck. And again, I said physical therapy and chiropractic for like 5 years. That went on from 1998 to like 2003, and then I just took control of everything again. I said, you know, let me get up from here and get my life back. But removing my breast, I get around so much better now. And I was saying, Miss View, most women who have breast reduction, they suffer with stuff like inflammation and infections and get breast cancer eventually at some point in time. And by the grace of God, and by the grace of God, that has not happened to me, View. A View is the View. Yes, ma'am. Yep. That haven't happened to me. So did you see my titty twerk? I'm trying to get my views up and be original. Kaya told me to twerk my titties. It's a video right before this one, Miss View. And I did that to show I love your sexiness, your classiness, you're a beautiful lady, View. Women over 50. Hey! You look good. Thank you, View. You see it, right? Thank you so much. But I did that video. It's not for attention. It was to draw people in to hear me talk about my truth. Yeah. Where T.S. Madison at? Come on, T.S. Madison. Grandma got something for you. But yes, View. So God bless you for joining in. And like I was saying, so many people. I have cousins. Let me just share this with you, View. Dr. Stephen Finch. I'm here in New York State. Actually, I live in the capital of New York. I'm here. And Dr. Stephen Finch, great breast reduction doctor. If you know anybody that, you know, is dealing with that, because some people do it for cosmetic reasons. Yes, ma'am. Some people do it for, thank you. Some people do it, you know, for medical reasons. Mine definitely was medical. But now that I can still titty twerk, I'm glad I did. It's a little cosmetic now. 16 years later, they still pretty much the same size they were when I got it done. But I'm glad you enjoyed that video. I mean, it's time for me to create my channel, be myself. I'm 50 years old. I got 3 kids, 4 grandkids. All my children are grown. I was telling him another sub last night. My mom is living. Her 6 kids are living. She have 5 generations from one child and another child. She got 4 from me. And God is just so good. I mean, but we'll get back to the breast reductions. Not everybody's for the big titty committee. I like to see them bounce and shake and all that. And I said, well, wait a minute. And Miss View, I don't know if I can show the picture. I wouldn't be embarrassed to show the picture because you're godly. And Romans 8:1 says, wherefore now any man be in Christ, there's no shame or condemnation. I used to be a big-breasted woman, but now I'm not. And sometimes people let what they go through in their past bury them and like cause them to feel some kind of way. I want to show it to show people like, hey, I was once there, but my shoulders, you know, even when sometimes I would wear the wire bras, it would cut under, not cut. You get rash when you have big breasts and stuff like that, you know. Your back, you're always sunken in. So I just wanted to share that story. Every Thursday, Truthful Tea. I've been through a lot. I kind of lived. And this is what this channel is about, is just to share with people. I'm going to sit here and eat some food one day. I don't know if I'm going to get paid for it or not, Miss View, but I'm going to make these big old lips chomp. And I'm going to find me a sausage. I'm gonna give me I love that video. You are amazing. You're such a classy woman. This is a great story. We will need to share. Yes, Ellie. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And you know, let me see what else I can say about it. Just pretty much, like I said, I have some pictures I could share, and if we're so close, Miss View, you and a couple of us other people, we as other YouTube subby friends can meet like New York City, New Jersey, wherever it's kind of close for all of us, and just have lunch one day. Sit down and vibe with one another. I love your channel. I love your style. And I really think you're such a classy lady. But yes, I used to be in that reggae club like boom, 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 boom. Did you see me keep up to the beat of that music? Kaya said, twerk them titties. I was like, yes, hey, how T.S. Madison be, woo, 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 woo. Oh, man. Oh, yes. Yes, you did. You kept up. And she was like, you bitch, you ain't talking no shit. They was like, you bitch. I told my daughter, she said, Ma, don't do that. Miss View, how come kids is always embarrassed of what their parents do, but we ain't never embarrassed of what they do? You did. You kept up. LOL. I just was sitting here today like, you know, from now on Thursdays, if I'm going to tell the truth, then like I don't want to tell it all. Little do they know, they will learn. Absolutely. She was like, Ma, no you ain't. I said, girl, I got to grow my channel. Who don't like titties? Titties that bounce. So I sat on it all day. I said, I don't want to embarrass my kids, but shoot, that's not embarrassing, that's life. And I made sure I put in the video, like, come back at 6:30, and this is what I'm talking about. I don't have the same shirt on and the same titty twerk, but you bitch, you ain't. I was sitting here, I said, let me find Kaya. And then it just so happened as I was dancing, View, it lined up with her saying, twerk them titties, you mofo. I said, oh, Lord, she calling me a mofo. I was in here twerking them titties. But yeah, I'm glad and grateful, View, that, you know, no cancer. And like I said, I have a picture. I don't know how graphic we can go. Maybe I'll just do another video for that. But if I can show it, I'll be like, comparison, because I know you guys like facts, receipts, and I have that. Them things was down to my navel. Now they probably down to my neighbors still. No, I'm only joking. I gained a little weight, not much. Little do they know. Yes, view. Yeah, so it is what it is. I just want women out there, view, who have been in my situation, who deal with the pain, the back pain. We have a lot of women in our community. I have a sister who just as big as T.S. Madison, and that's natural. I was probably bigger than her and T.S. Madison put together. Probably two of T.S. Madison. Well, maybe around the same. But I know there's a lot of women out there are afraid to talk to their doctor about it, are afraid to get it done, have fear about getting it done, because like I said, there's a lot of stories you hear with botched reductions or implants, and I was spared. I got the keloid under here, you know, because as black people, any little cut or scrape, we keloid up. But especially with a surgical knife, you know, most of us carry that thick scar. But mine's isn't thick. It's just a real thin line that goes around, and it stops like right about here. And they didn't have the technology they have now. They had to like go here, go around here. But now they could just do it like from the side and suck the fat out and all this other stuff. So I'm really grateful. I never got an infection. Never. I had to go for my follow-up checkups and was fine, but never had to go back to the doctor for anything to deal with that. They had to take the nipple off. I was leaving a very good important part out of you. They had to take the nipples off, set them aside, and put them back on. And he told me, you may get feeling in your nipple, you may not get feeling in your nipple. Mine still get hard, and I get feeling in my nipple. I got feeling in all my breasts. So that's another benefit and grace that God's bestowed upon me. Because like I said, after being in the car accidents, prior to that, before the car accidents, I loved my body. My boobs and everything. I never complained about how big they were. I put them little sexy halter tops, dresses on, reggae clubs, party, here I come. After it was like, oh God, you get tired of sitting like this. You get tired of leaning over. And I just couldn't do physically the things that I thought I could do prior to the accidents, and part of it was my breast. So I made a conscious decision through prayer and careful consideration, talked to my doctor, and came up with a logical conclusion that that was the best thing to do for me. So I'm just only advising people, figure out what's the best thing to do for you. But if you don't know your options, then you won't make the best decision. So I came live today to share this, and I'm grateful you showed up, Miss View. I don't know what to really talk about. I could get some dramas. Oh, View, did I tell you? I got live through T.S. Madison. Jamel went and he kept telling me, call her. I pressed. Remember when I got it all. I don't know if I was supposed to record it or not, but I have the phone conversation, me on the line, waiting to talk to T.S. Madison the day Tiffany Pollard was there. And you're welcome. Oh, yes. And all of this, the whole conversation they had, I'm on the phone like, Jamel, where you at, Jamel? I'm pressing one, Jamel. I want to get through, Jamel. And Jamel kept saying, call her. And you can hear T.S. Madison say, call her, why you scared? I'm like, Jamel, was that me? Are you talking to me? Is it my turn? I'm like, Jamel. But I recorded it. I got the whole, I'm like, that's special to me. Like, I don't know if people try to call and get through, but I got through. I just didn't get put on the line. I was sitting here like 1 o'clock that morning, because remember they said they did the Queen's Court, Supreme Queen's Court, and then they took a break. There was like 15 minutes. I'm on the phone. I put it down. I put the home phone on speaker. I was like, I'm gonna talk to T.S. Madison, and Jamel was like, I didn't get through, but I recorded the conversation of me playing on my end, and you can hear everything they were saying on their end. I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. Yes, but I'm gonna share some stories. I got some good stories to tell. And view, one thing I always like to tell people is we could talk about anything. It's not going to bury us today. God is not ready to take his breath of life out of us. So when we talk about spilling tea, drama, and all that, as long as we edify, comfort, and exhort one another, we can rise out of the ashes. God says, I'll give you beauty for your ashes. We just have to be willing to trade our testimony and share it with other people. That way God will, respond back to us and bless us. So with this, I've tried to find a, funny little way to tie it together. And every week I'm going to do that. I'm going to have something funny go out first, and then here's why I put it out. Well, it won't be always funny because I had a fire. I was 4.5 months pregnant, and I'm going to share that with my daughter. But that wasn't funny. But I will put something, if it's not funny, I will always put out a video as to what I'm going to talk about at 6:30. Now, if you want to, you can join me Sunday, Sensual Sundays. We on this channel view, we're going to have Make Your Own Memories Monday. It's like where you can write a poem, you can write a story. I have books on Amazon.com. I don't always dot my I, cross my T's, but I talk about Black Lives Matter, babies, children, white Jesus, black Jesus, Holy Spirit, God, church in general, me as a black person, the stuff that goes on in the world with Black Lives Matter. So that's that. We'll just write quotes, and you write a line, I write a line, the next person write a line. We come up with a little poem, and it'll be our YouTube poem, and we can publish it on YouTube and put it in the community. I haven't begun to do any of that yet. I just get on here, do the videos, put them up, but I haven't even begun to utilize community and all the other stuff that YouTube has to offer. Tuesdays is Takeover Tuesdays. I got a little tired, so I'm taking over the chocolate chip cookies, the Lay's potato chips, exercise and more. That's why I love your channel. Eating healthier. I'm 50 years old. I'm probably like 180 to 190. I haven't weighed myself in about 2 or 3 months or so. But I know I could feel that I put on some, and I could see. And on Tuesdays, I want to take over. The way we overcome is to take over what's overcoming us, right? I want to encourage people, view. So on Wednesdays is Wisdom's Winning Ways. We're going to win. The book of Proverbs have the most wisdom in it. So I went to the Proverbs 6 and 16 through 19 yesterday, every Wednesday, right from, we just do some little Bible study on Wednesday, and then we get to clowning and cutting up. Because I feel if you nourish the soul, no matter how much clowning and cutting up you do, you ain't going to hurt nobody in the process or drag anybody through the mud like we've been, seeing and stuff like that. Thursdays, Truthful Tea Thursdays. Friday, Free Spirited. I've been trying to get music up on YouTube, and every time I put music, they take it down. So I may stream live from Facebook, because Facebook let me put music on my channel over there on my page. As long as I don't own the copyrights. I did it New Year's Eve over there, and we had like an international party on New Year's Eve on Facebook. So, and I drink a little wine. Every now and then I smoke a little weed and cigarettes. But other than that, it's just me and my kids, my grandkids. My daughter and 2 of my grandkids is here with me. And my other family, my one son live here, but my mom and my other son and his family, they live in Hudson, New York. That's where I'm originally from, Hudson, New York. And Saturdays is like my original... Saturday to me is like the holiest day of the year. Saturdays is just what I consider the true Sunday, or the true worship day, the Shabbat, the Shalom, the peaceful day, the holiest day. That's more like my church day. I keep it holy. And it's just, it's going to call It's either going to be called Surreal Saturday, Serene Saturday, Peaceful Saturday. Just chill out. May come on and just talk and shoot the breeze, but I'll try to come on every day for an hour if I can. What else? Back to the breast reduction. Yeah, so people, if you know, and don't worry about what nobody is saying. I'm trying to tell you, people will try to shame you and drag you through the mud, but that's the devil, that's the enemy. Anybody that mean you any good is not trying to bury you, kill, steal, and destroy you. They trying to lift you up and lighten the load, because we've all been oppressed and burdened for so long. And that's what this channel is about. When you hear hashtag religion week, it's pretty much like, God bless you, it's pretty much like Christians have been bamboozled. You look out in the church and you hear a lot of molestation of the children. You hear what the Catholics do to the little boys over there. You hear what black people do to black people. You hear the hate and stuff. And I feel like Christians especially have been religion weak. Like, everything you've been taught about our relationship and relationship with God could be a lie if you gone off of some of the Bible and some of what the Roman Catholics have taught us. It's just the more you open up your spirit to learn and your ears to hear from God, right there in the Bible, it shows you things that Christians do that they shouldn't do. Like, let us do all things decently and in orderly. They don't even do things. And I'm not here to judge, but when you read the Bible, it's like, wait a minute, Lord. I thought the Bible just said no man is supposed to speak in tongues. But you got everybody running around speaking in tongues. And if there's nobody there to interpret it, we're not supposed to do it publicly. Because it says right underneath there that nobody should be confused. God wants everybody in his congregation or his kingdom to have the same kind of understanding and meaning of what thus saith the Lord. So that's why I came over here with this page, Religion Wink TV. I just want to enlighten people. My life ain't perfect, and nobody was in the Bible. They heard from God and said, okay, this is what God said, this is how God said we should live, and I'm going to do my best to do it. But I like having fun. I like chilling. You know, I like my new hair. I never wear color, but my daughter got this for me. Because I love your wigs too. I wear wigs. I mean, it is what it is. But I enjoy you. I appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm just going to recap real quick. It's okay to have a breast reduction. There's nothing wrong with anybody that decides to have a breast reduction. I had a breast reduction. It wasn't so much cosmetically. When I first got it done, I was in 2 car accidents. This is good. It is nice to plan out for your channel. This is funny too. That is why I got it. Yes, I love you. Thanks, View. And you know, if you can give me any tips, because I wanna last the test of time. I was gonna come over here, you know, try to read the news, try to be all professional and have the Bible out, but God says if you don't relax and be yourself, you're going to miss the mark, Drew. They got a lot of people out there with uptight suits on and they pants all jacked up in their butt. Thus saith the Lord, carrying the Bible around, beating people over the head with the Bible instead of feeding God's sheep so that we don't perish anymore. Just be yourself. If you get an opportunity to preach the word of God, do it. So when I first came over here, between me and you, View, I had 6 subscribers for like 2.5 months. I kept saying, Lord, what am I doing wrong? Then you hear that little voice, jump on the bandwagon. As long as you don't drag nobody through the mud and you mention me pretty much in every video, or you ask them questions that other people aren't asking. I jumped on the bandwagon with M and K, you know, the big fiasco that just kind of died down. And it was like, okay, I'm here. Nobody, they want to hear that. Still, they want to hear that dragging and that. And I'm steady trying to impart wisdom. Steady trying to impart, you know, a little light in it. and then it died down. And somebody came on my channel yesterday and said, once that died down, I knew I will find a channel like this. You're going to grow. Don't worry about it. I said, oh, so thank God for that dying down. So channels like this can emerge. So channels like this can stand the test of time. I want to start eating like you. I want people to find me pretty enough to offer me some makeup. You know, show me. I work from home. I'm an LPN, but I'm not working as a nurse right now. I started a nursing agency, and I'm trying to raise the funds. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Because every day I said, Lord, if this ain't for me, take it away. Then I see another subscriber, or I see somebody comment on my post without arguing or anything and giving me the encouragement to do another video. So it's been working out like that, definitely. Thank you for encouraging me. But I want to utilize it to the best that I can. And I figure if I start out like this now, it's all about trust here. The devil is the only one who deceives people. I'm not about that. I seen one YouTuber, and I'm going to keep it real with you. They dragged the mess out of somebody, then they got their numbers up, and then it went to preaching the Bible. We don't do that over here. I'm not going to... You get laughter, you get love, you get joy, hope, peace, and Bible along the way. I'm not going to say, oh, you come over here. I'm ratchet, I curse. Yep. I curse. I'm a drag her through the mud. And then once I get to 1,000 subscribers, oh, let's talk about something else. No, that's deception. So you don't got to worry about that over here. I'll stay with my 47 subscribers right now. As long as I know people coming on this channel like you appreciate me, appreciate talking to me, and not here for the drama. Although drama can expel from here, but I always say it won't bury us. Why? Because we sipping on all the tea we can with no shade, talking everything up to God, to Yahweh. That's who can deliver us. That's who sets us free. So that's how I give it up over here. But I saw that with my own eyes. So Drew, you're not going to do that. You're not going to drug nobody through the mud. If you can't get to where you got to get to on your own, then maybe it ain't for you to get there. And that's how it is with a lot of people, because people get on these platforms and tell you what they gonna do, tell you how they gonna do it, and then when they get to where they are, it's no longer that. It's a still bickering and arguing. Ain't no progress. So where's the success? So I stay away from that, and somehow I managed, and you probably was watching me do them videos on M&K and steer clear of people coming to this channel saying I'm siding with this one. I'm like you. I could watch it live, but that don't mean I subscribe. Like, I subscribe to you, but that don't mean I subscribe to the nonsense and I'm team this or team that. You can't put that kind of pressure on nobody. Especially grown people who have a decision to decide to follow who they want to follow. I follow God, the Most High, and He teaches me not to follow the crowd, the in crowd, because everybody trying to fit in. I like to stand out, because that's how you really get noticed. You don't get noticed fitting in with everything. And if I would have been, I call it hoe hopping from one channel to the other, they was going to be, we saw each other a couple times there, but they was going, you know how they was going. I said, what is going? I've never seen nothing like this in my life. But they was jumping from channel to channel. I said, don't get caught up in it, Drew. Stand your ground. If you don't do nothing else, stand your ground. So I appreciate you telling me to hang in there, because it wasn't easy at all. It was not easy. My first 1,000 views seemed like it took me 4 months. Wait, all right, my first video went up probably like between Christmas and New Year's, somewhere around there. It was Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, and Merry Christmas, just to shout out all three. I know what I believe and know what's real, but people serve Christmas, people serve Kwanzaa, and people worship Hanukkah still. So it was just one of them little quick, oh my God, I learned how to do a video. Shoot this up on YouTube. I knew how to do them little transitions. Like, it was my face with peace, love, and joy and all of this. I'm like, I like this. I like telling stories, and you can do it with pictures and graphics. So, yes, ma'am. Thanks for having me. I appreciate you. I really do. I really do. So, yeah. So, when I had my breast reduction, of course, I got to wear better clothes. Clothes fit better. My posture is, much better. I feel 100% better. This was 16 years ago, but I've kept that same spirit and that same confidence and that same, boy, I'm doing good with my weight because my boobies haven't grew back half as much as I thought they was. Because the doctors, when I say I went from a triple F down to a BC, that's a lot of boobies that was removed. So I'm not for the big boobie committee no more, y'all. I used to be, but I'm comfortable with what I have now. But if you're not comfortable out there in YouTube land and the rest of the world, consult your doctor. It's probably one of the best things you can do for yourself. Excuse me. It's probably one of the best things you can do for yourself if it's medically. And if you have the money to do it cosmetically and you don't even want it, it's not for medical, and you just want to do it to proportion your body and to wear them little shirts like this and don't have to wear them t-shirts that come up here, and bras nowadays, I don't know what they making the material of, but it seems like they have them the stretchy ones, and people seem to sag. If anybody is in, it's called Madame Pyrie. They gotta have a website, y'all. Here in Albany, New York, it's this Italian family. They will bring you in that shop. They put that tape measure around you. They do it 2 different places, and their straps, there's no bounce. Well, I don't have one of them on now, but when I was wearing them, when I say they had you like this, you could get the pointed ones, you could get the round ones, you can get the smooth ones. They have designer kind. They have the sexy one pieces where you have the bra up here. They have the half a bra one pieces. It's called Madame Pyrie, Pyrie. If you know anybody. The thing I remember most about them, in July and August, I think they closed on Saturday for the summer. They might have changed, and like I said, they may have a website. So it's Madame, like Madame Pyrie. And it's a wonderful Italian family that definitely cater to voluptuous breasts. So not everybody's for the big breast committee. Big titties. Them titties was going down. I was proud of myself too, Miss B. I was like, you big, you ain't talking no shit. I was like, ooh, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, because some people, you don't got to be ashamed of nothing in this world. I said I wasn't going to come over here with that attitude. I'm still a little bashful going before people, because I know there's a lot of people in the Bible like Ezekiel, Jeremiah. They went and ran and hid their head when God said, go here. Jonah, he ended up in the belly of a whale because he didn't want to go just be himself and just say, hey, I don't have to say it biblically like everybody else in the world is preaching it. No, you get on here, you share your testimony, and at the end of it, you always try to connect it to something positive and spiritual that'll get them thinking about God. And that's the best thing I can do. I can't beat you over the head with wisdom and with the word of God. You have to desire it in your heart. And let me tell you something, Miss View. A lot of the things that's going in the world today, because people don't have a soul. They don't care. It's like they're soulless. And that's a scary thing, because people like that, I say sheep without a great shepherd is always led to the slaughterhouse to be slain. They are dead, absolutely. And don't even realize it. That's amazing you said that, because I said in one of them videos that the soul, it's like they woke, But something has like the Bible says in Romans 11:8 that God put a spirit of slumber. Some people walking around here, the Bible says, groping at noonday. Noonday is bright, right? It's real bright out, like they blind of you. And that's what you really see in our communities and in the world today. People they're dead. Their souls is completely destroyed. And then this is what I noticed too. People flock to visualization. They look for the pretties, they look for the lovelies, and they also look for the drama. If you got the pretties and the dramas, they flocking to you. But people are challenged to look at the ugly and the truthful. Not so much ugly, the less attractive, because God don't make no ugly people. People become ugly because of the way their soul is and how they choose to live and treat people. God don't make no ugly people. If God made us in his image, first of all, he's not ugly. I'm not ugly. You ain't ugly. We not ugly. But that spirit in us is ugly. And he says it in his Bible. But people still show you that they have an evil spirit because of what they do. Look at Nicholas Cruz, the Parkland, Florida shooting. Look at Dylan Roof with the 9 people in the South Carolina church. Look at Hollywood. I mean, just look down your street. And it's funny because where I live, on one end, if you go beyond the other corner right there, it's all hell break loose. Then if you go down to the next corner, it's all hell break loose. Because I live in the hood still. But on my block, everybody pretty much own their own home. And it's no drama. I'm going to do a video outside tomorrow. I have probably the cleanest street in America. I ain't going to tell you no lie. Living in the hood. It's like everybody here take care of the neighborhood. And it's so pretty and clean. It's just one block. It's like the diamond in the rough where I live here in Albany, New York. And it's like at one corner, it's drama. Down at the other corner, you cross the street, it's drama. But right on this particular block, it's so peaceful and sweet right here. And I was walking from the store the other day. I'm like, wow, this is New York State. We pretty much known for trash in the street, garbage, but not this particular block right here. I was pretty proud of this block and living here and stuff like that. I was like, it's pretty cool. But yeah, man, life is what it is. I tell people, you're the only person responsible for your happiness. Nobody else is responsible for your happiness. God says the joy of the Lord is my strength. The joy of the Lord, not my joy. His joy is my strength. When we can get people to just day to day consider thinking and looking at them. I don't believe all things the Bible say. There's some things in there. Colossians 3:22 says, servants, obey your master. God came to set us free. He didn't came to cause us to be no slaves. So when I read stuff like that, I'll be like, Lord, did you put this in the word, or did the people who had people enslaved insert this? Because you can have God's book. It's just a book, and you can type in there and put in there what you want to put in there to benefit you, to oppress people so that you end up on top, and we still out here struggling for civil rights. I get into a lot of those teachings too. I just think black people were done wrong, and I think the Roman Catholic Church has a lot to do with that, in the entity of the Vatican, and Constantine had a lot to do with destroying parts of the land where it caused people to flee over there in Jerusalem and Israel and North Africa. They went down into West Africa. So yeah, I do a lot of teaching and talking on that too. But yeah, so I'm gonna try to structure this channel up the best I can. I'm doing it all by myself. I taught pretty much what I know and understand of YouTube. I'm learning and asking questions and Googling stuff, just trying to make sure I'm not abusing my page, the community, copy strikes and all that stuff like that. So, I'm just learning right now. And I really appreciate having somebody like you that, comfort, support. If you see me, hear me doing anything wrong, or if I put up a video, talk to me. You will be fine. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And like I said, I'm not going to pretend I am who I am. You know what I'm saying? I lived life and I love to talk. And if I can put anything out there on the table to get somebody to look at their life and their situation. Because one thing I believe is that anything you go through, View, is not for you. But sometimes we internalize it like, why this happened to me? It didn't happen to you for you. It happened to you so you can help somebody else get out of it and get through it, get over it. But a lot of times when stuff happens to us, we be embarrassed or afraid to tell somebody it happened. I'm going to share this story real quick, and then we could wrap it up. I fell one Sunday in church. When I think about it, I laugh all the time. January 15, 2006. I was married at the time. Me and my daughter, my husband. It's not that bad. I said in the book. I wrote a book. I wrote a book about it. It's called The Chronicles of Falling with Grace. The Falls of the Bible and some of my own. Mankind been falling to sin ever since Satan fell from heaven. But it was just about me getting up that Sunday morning. A lot of stuff happened. The car wouldn't start. You know how you go out and put the lock in the key? Oh my. You know how you put the lock in the key? Everything was frozen up. We was slide. A lot of stuff happened that morning. When I got there, me and my daughter, we was supposed to be over children's ministry, right? So what happened was, I was deceived in church. I thought I heard children's ministry starting up, but it was just two loud people talking in the room behind me, right? I get up, I say, excuse me, I get out the pew, and no sooner than, all right, this is the pew right here. I'm going to go this way and then hook a left to go back to the back, go back to the back of the building. And what happened was I had on some stilettos, I had on a pink shawl, and of course I had a wig. And like I said in the book, I don't care if you think my shoe got stuck in the carpet, because people fall to sin and disobedience. I was still smoking weed then, probably drinking a little bit with my ex-husband. We would do this probably on Saturday night and get up and go to church on Sunday kind of thing, but we still went to church as a family. And there was when I say disobedience cause people to fall, when you're not really fully, totally worshiping God in spirit and truth, you still fall to some things out here. But even the Bible say, righteous man shall fall 7 times, and God shall deliver him. Rise him back up. He shall rise 7 times. It says, a righteous shall fall 7 times and get back up again. So, sometimes we fall. But what happened was, what may be an unlikely experience to you turned out to be a blessing to me. Because why? I didn't get embarrassed when them ushers was laughing at me. You know how people kick you when you down. They look at her. Because back then, I was still shaking them titties. I didn't have the big ones, but I was on my, classy set. I'm not saying I'm not now, but I thought my shit didn't stink back then. And you couldn't tell me. I even won an award for being the best dressed person in church. So I used to give it up like that, right? So I felt people was laughing. I know that, they was. I would have laughed. I see somebody if they didn't hurt themselves. But like I said in the book, I fell, and it's like the floor opened up, and Satan was like, come here, I got you now. And the angel came and was like, swing low, sweet chariot. And all I heard was God saying, don't abort my mission. Stay true to what you know. I was ready to go home and hang my head between my tails like, oh, hell, I done fell in church. You know, because when you think you married, your kids, you know, people look at it. I don't know why they put that to a standard. You can have the worst relationship, worst husband, but people see you coming to church and they put that to the standard, like, ooh, that family. So I knew people was like, oh, she finally fell off her pedestal. It could very well. I could have been walking in pride, you know. Regardless of what it was, when I went down, I came up with a blessing. My sister said I came up more spiritual than I ever had been in my life. I'm like, sometimes we need to fall. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with Elaine Houston here in New York State, out of Albany, New York. She's a local anchor woman. And she does book series and books, you know, interviews with people who wrote books and stuff. So when I first went to publish this book, I called her and I explained to her what the book was about. She said, oh, that fall was just symbolic to everything else you kind of fell to, you know, in life. Because since then, that book was reviewed. I went home from church, because I kind of like blanked out after that, and I was replaying everything that would happen from 5:30 in the morning to 12:30. I had an 8-chapter book in my spirit. I went home, I started typing so fast, and I remember just sitting on it. I'm trying to see your comments. Oh my, okay, you still there. So I called Elaine Houston, and I said, Elaine, I got this book. She said, it's that book called The Chronicles of Falling from Grace, the falls of the Bible, and some of my own. She said it's symbolic. That fall that I fell that day, that Sunday in church, was symbolic to everything else I had fell to in my life. And my sister, who really isn't that much spiritual than I am, but you know, you don't know really how spiritual somebody is, she said, but you got back up. She said, when you got up, you came up higher in the Lord. And ever since then, I've been writing and speaking and talking and just filled with this conviction that I hear from God. I talk to God, because I tell people, yes, I am yet got back up. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, awesome. And I got back up, and I've been rising ever since. And I appreciate you, but yeah, when I tell people that story, they say you fell in church. That's just half of it. I know a lot of people wouldn't want to fall in church, but like I said, it actually made me go home, because prior to that, I always wanted to be a #1 bestseller. I always just wanted to write a book, because I was always writing, but I never published anything. Let me say it like that. I've been writing since really like 19, and then I really started writing poetry in 2003, but then this was in 2006, and I remember hearing that still small voice said, you always wanted to write about something, now you have something truthful to write about. And that's where this ministry of just truth and speaking the truth, and if I'm going to overcome anything, it says we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the words of my testimony. So I started putting things down. But that was in 2016, y'all, right? I'm in 2006, excuse me. I sat on the book for 8 years. I didn't publish the book until 2014. On my birthday, October 15, 2014, I published that book. My very first book. I did another one called Peace I Speak to the Three-Part Mean first. I just did like a 25-page quick book, shot it up on the self-publishing site on Amazon. So, oh, that's how you do it. And then the one that I fell in church was actually the first book I wrote. But I had got divorced. My daughter grew up I went from high school. It was a lot more life that I could add into that book. So I'm kind of glad I sat on it for 8 years, because I had a little bit more truth to put in there. Yes, ma'am. But yeah, I mean, I got some stories to tell you. But I'm going to leave it there for now. I know you guys have a life to get back to. I really appreciate this. I don't need 50 million people following me. I just need people who want to hear the truth and want to hear my story and appreciate me telling it. And little by little, soul by soul, one day at a time, one live at a time, one video at a time, I'm going to be able to touch people. I know, I feel it. And I sometimes get a little teary because I'm passionate about it. But yeah, man, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I could stay and talk to you all day long, but I'm going to let you go. I don't know what time it is. Oh, it's been a little over an hour and a half. I don't know. I got on at 6:30. It was nice. It was nice chatting with you. You are blessed. Oh God, thank you, View. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Listen, so tomorrow, I don't know how I'm gonna stream live this party. What kind of music you like to listen to? What kind of music you like to listen to? Yes, it is dinner time. You go eat. I'm going to watch you eat. I don't know why I'm attracted to watching you eat, but I'm like, this is one of the craze on YouTube. One of the craze, you know, the craze. Oh, I love her. Oh, yes. Listen, you go eat, honey. I enjoy when you eat. You tell some great stories, and just to watch you sit there with your classy self, it is amazing. I appreciate you, View. God bless you. And I'll talk to you tomorrow, maybe, okay? We'll do this tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, boo. You're welcome. You enjoy your dinner, all right? And I'll watch your video, or if I catch you live or whatever, I'll talk to you later. Thank you so much for joining my channel today. Thank you. Subscribe, like, and share. That, you know what? I watched somebody else's video and they said, don't you be afraid to ask somebody to subscribe to your channel. And I think that's something I've been leaving out. But we'll talk about that another time. I love you, babe. Okay, you enjoy your dinner. Thank you, View. Take care, babe.